Welcome to another episode of The Brand Called You, a podcast and podcast show that brings you leadership lessons, knowledge, experience, and wisdom from thousands of successful individuals from around the world. I'm your host, Ashutosh Garg, and today I'm privileged to welcome a very senior and accomplished leader from Faridabad, India, Mr. Ram Prasad Lal. Mr. Lal, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for invitation.
Mr. Lal is the Antarctic expedition leader at the India Meteorological Department, Ministry of Earth Sciences, Government of India. He's a retired scientist E, finance officer, and the director budget and planning. So, Lal Saab, mujhe ye bataiye, tell me about your own journey and what got you interested in the subject of meteorology?
Yes, sir. So I was born in a village in the Varanasi district in the Uttar Pradesh.
Ji.
It was a very remote area, and it was so extent remote that there was no school, no electricity, nothing was there. So I used to walk up to 10 kilometers from my home to my college.
Right.
And I did my 10th and 12th from my town near my village. And then I moved to Allahabad University and I did BSc and MSc from there. I did MSc in physics in 1980. Then I joined Indian Audit and Account Service as an auditor in 1981. And then after the training there, I moved to Civil Aviation Department. And there I stayed for 2 years. So, in 1985, through UPSC, I joined India Meteorological Service. So I was not knowing about meteorology, anything about meteorology before joining this department. So after joining department, I was sent for advanced meteorological training and weather forecasting. So that is how I came to know in touch with meteorology, and that meteorology gave me a lot of things.
And what then took you to Antarctica?
Yes, sir. That is a big story behind that. In fact, during our training in meteorology, we learned a lot of the world climatology. So world climatology gave me a very good glimpse of the Antarctica, what it is like this. And 1981, one of our Allahabadi person, he went as a leader of, Jahur Jet Qasim. After coming from expedition, he came to our university and gave a lecture. That gave me one idea that I should go to Antarctica. So I was not eligible to go to Antarctica. In fact, IMD has 2 seats in Antarctica expeditions, every expeditions. So I tried in 1990, then 91, and I could not succeed to get through. Even I was selected in the standby, but I could not get through. And earlier idea was that I will go only for summer, visit there for stay for 2 months and come back. In 1992, I did not apply it because the IMD, the summer team was withdrawn. And suddenly in the month of July, my Director General called on phone. He called to my director and asked that you call Mr. R.P. Lal. And last 2 years he was trying to go to Antarctica, but he did not apply it this time. So I told, yes, sir, I don't want to go to for wintering. He told, why? Why you don't want to go wintering? And I am giving 1 minute time. You reply in that whether you want to go or not. Then I said, okay, I will go. That was the beginning of. So in 1992, as a 12th expedition, I went to Antarctica as a member. Then 1998, as an 18th expedition, I went as a member of the IMD expedition. And 2001, I was offered leadership to the expedition. That was the greatest thing.
And how many years did you spend in Antarctica total?
I spent around 42 months.
Wow.
Each expedition was for 14 months. So it was around 42 months.
Amazing.
In Antarctica.
So Lal Saab, tell me, how does daily life in an Antarctic station differ from life everywhere else?
Yes, sir. Antarctica is it is a coldest, windiest place, isolated place, and if you lost anywhere, you are gone. So Antarctic life is a very disciplined life. So it discipline comes from the 2 necessities. One is you should be under command. So they are the discipline, all the life is controlled by the lead station commander and weather. So normally what we start in the morning, we go for the first at 7 to 8 to 9 o'clock. And then 9 o'clock we have the briefing meeting. The leader takes station commander, especially I used to take. And my earlier one of the expedition leader used to take. So we brief everybody that what we did yesterday and what today we are going to do. And if any problem is there, then we'll discuss it. And then people go for their respective jobs. Then they come back for lunch, 13 to 14 hours. And then again, though they're after the 6 o'clock, everybody comes back to the station. And then they are free to enjoy the life there. So this is the way how we daily life goes. In addition, everybody has to perform a common duties. You know, we don't have there the facility of the housekeeping. So we all has to do the housekeeping. So that make a cohesiveness in the team. Everybody is equal there. So that is the way how the Antarctic life is different from our Indian life. Here, yes, here you do what you like, but there your life is controlled by the clock.
Fantastic. And what is the need for physical and mental preparations for such an expedition and to stay there for so long?
Yes. So during summer we go by ship. There the ship stay for around 2 months, and thereafter by March the ship returns back to India. Until next December there is no communication, physical communication, no means of transportation from there.
I see.
So for the 9 months approximately, you have to be sound enough physically and mentally to withstand the cold weather, psychological problems, depressions, isolations. So that is why before choosing the person for expeditions, all expedition, especially for government of India, all members go for the thorough medical checkup at AIMS. And then those who are going for wintering, for those who will stay there for 9 months and go through the winter and polar nights, they go for psychological test also. So once those who clear those parameters, only they go for Antarctic.
And what have been some of the most challenging weather conditions you have faced?
It is its own vagaries of the weather. So I tell you that while returning in 13th expedition, our ship broke its rudder in the pack ice.
Oh my God. Okay.
So for 7 to 8 days, we were just drifting in the ice, pack ice. And when I asked the captain where we are going, he just told that Lal, we are just trying to survive. This was the worst situation we suffered. And station, normally the wind goes to around 200 kilometers per hour. It will be snowing and blizzard going for weeks together. So these are the weather conditions we
Amazing. So Lal, what are some of the primary scientific objectives of our expeditions there, and how does IMD contribute?
Yes, sir. In Indian Antarctic expedition, but normally we have the 3 branches. That atmospheric sciences, biosciences, and earth sciences. In addition to there are engineering services and logistics and medical, those other things. In the scientific normally the 3 groups: atmospheric sciences, biosciences, and earth sciences. So in this also there are two components. Those who go for the only 2 months summer, they are the summer components. And they are the people who go for the wintering. So that is the year-long projects. So IMD is having the year-long projects. We are monitoring the weather there. We are monitoring ozone there. So we have one of the continuous program since 1981 there. In addition to that, Indian Institute of Geomagnetism, they are monitoring the geomagnetic and auroral activities. NPL, National Physical Laboratory, they are observing test gases. And SASE from the defense research laboratories, they are observing the snow morphology. These are the winter programs.
Okay.
In summer, the Survey of India, Geological Survey of India, Geological Survey of India, Botanical Survey of India, they go for their respective studies. In addition to the university, just like in my university, Amaravati University, MS University, Baroda, and these were the university, Kurukshetra University, the student from their university also went there. So these were the program.
And Lalsa, living in such difficult conditions, carrying on so many studies and experiments, tell me, how does technology assist you?
Yes, sir. So that we are not technological, we are not in the primitive stage. The technologies helps in each and every aspect. Now we have the icebreaker ships, we have the helicopters, so we have the latest vehicles. These are the means of transportation what we have during the summer. In the winter, we have the snow vehicles, generators, then satellite communication. And within the station, we keep the station around 16-degree temperature plus. Whether outside maybe minus 20, minus 30, but inside we keep 60. So our entire heating system is controlled by technology. We run 2 generators of 125 kVA. So all these are run by the technology. So technology helps us a lot. Clothing, everything is we use the latest. So technology is the main frame which supports in our life.
Very interesting.
Entertainment also is the one of the communication things from technology which keeps us busy and helps us then going to the depression.
How large is each expedition? How many team members from India are there in every?
Yeah, earlier used to be the 100 plus teams. Now the teams have concise because earlier we used to carry the Air Force and Navy helicopters, so large contingent for them. So now it is around 50 members team. 25 around 25 to 30 go for summer, and 25 people stay there for entire entire period. So this is the normal now. Yeah.
So given such a large team, as the expedition leader, how did you handle team dynamics in such challenging environmental conditions?
Yes, sir. That is why one of the criteria for the winter expedition leader is he should have at least had done one wintering in Antarctica. So he know what is going here around. So it is responsibility of the leader to know his team and assign the job to everyone to keep them busy. So my expedition task start from the day we are selected. After selection, we go to Auli in the ITBP training center for acclimatization and mountaineering and rescue train. So they are the leader. It is the leader responsibility to observe all his team members, how they are behaving, what are their expertise, all those things we talk with each other, and then that way the leader make the map of the entire team, that who is going to do what and how. And then during the journey in the ship, we conduct lectures from the people that what they are going to do, what they want. So everybody knows that who is going to do what, and then who needs what helps. So this way we organize the things in the journey itself. Then there at the station we assign the job to everybody. So nobody thinks that it is one leader's expedition. It is everybody leaders expeditions. So that way we keep the dynamics running. Keeping everybody importance.
Very good, very interesting. But Lalsa, you must also be seeing a lot of wildlife there, and I can see a lot of penguins behind you.
Yeah.
Are there any unique wildlife encounters you had?
Yes, these are the penguins. They are the most unique wildlife. These are the emperor penguins.
Yeah.
Their specialty is they breed only in the winter and in Antarctic. Rest other that is kuwai, the bird like bird, and then other snow petrel. These are the two other things they found there. And the two types of the penguins they are there: Adley penguin and emperor penguin. So in my station around 75 kilometers away from the coast.
I see.
So the only the birds go there, and the penguins, only few penguins, they come there in the mountains for their breeding.
Hmm.
And while in the way we see the most of many we found the seals. So all the creatures we found along the road. Then albatross, they follow the ship. Then sometimes in the hot water, we found dolphins. So these are the creatures we encountered during the
Amazing.
journey from
Amazing.
mainland to Antarctica and back.
Fantastic. Fantastic. My next question, Asab, is that given all the work that you and your team has been doing in Antarctic, what were some of your learnings that can impact global climate change?
Yes, sir. One learning we learned that keep your environment clean. Because wherever human goes, a lot of activity occurs, and knowingly or unknowingly you go spoiling the environment there. So it is the imperative for every team that clean your environment properly, so that you don't leave any your footprint there. Even the human waste is brought back. So we keep so clean, and this is not only you who monitors you. It is international team. Sometimes come on surprise visit and they inspect your team and they report to the Antarctic treaty system that whether we are maintaining a station or not properly. If not, then the station get the warning and you have to bind up if you don't clean it.
Amazing.
So
And
this is the
based on the fact that you spent 3 expeditions there,
yes.
Are there any changes that you noticed as a team leader in Antarctica over the years?
In fact, in our area, though nothing more was observed. The only thing that the cleanliness started become more, and the people become more aware because of the international interactions and climatic behaviors. Temperature-wise, climate-wise, in our area there was not much, except that self-ice they are breaking, and sometimes we face the problem by the opening up the crevasses. So these are the only thing. And one snout is there, so those are the same what we found in 8 years of my 92 to 2000.
Very interesting. My next question is that there must be many countries who are working in the Antarctica. How many countries are working?
Maybe around 50 countries working there.
50 countries.
But they are all scattered all along the periphery of Antarctica. And most of the 2025, they are only peninsular area. So peninsular area is more affected by the human activities because all the tourist activities are there. So those areas are there more affected. But other areas, those normally each station is 500 kilometers away.
I see.
So normally there are not much interaction between each except on the radio. But we are fortunate that our neighbors are Russian. Earlier, our station Dakshin Gangatri was at the bay, and we were 75 kilometers apart. But our Dakshin Gangatri station went inside the ice. So we built another station that the Russian station Novolajaskaya is our neighbor. So we used to go there and we interact with them. We help each other in the time of need. So that is the interaction we have. In addition to now Russians, they have started the airport there. So a lot of international traffic is going there, especially scientists. So many leaders of other expeditions and scientists, they do visit our stations. We saw them and we learn from there what they are doing in their stations. So this is the type of interaction we do with the international teams.
Wonderful. So I have time for 2 or 3 more questions. My next question, Lasab, is how do expeditions like ours ensure environmental sustainability while you conduct research in such a delicate ecosystem?
Yes, sir. That is why I told you earlier, we have the defined system for removing all the garbage, all the waste there. We burned all human waste there.
Okay.
And they put in the drums and bring it back. Similarly, we don't leave anything outside. Everything is put in container and brought back. Even the soil where vehicles maintenance are there, we pick up every soil from there. And so we keep the station very clean. So this is the way how I'm maintaining. So we have the chlorregister. So overall, the kitchen waste there are go through the biodegradation, and only the water goes out. Rest everything we bring back. So this way we keep the environment and station around and clean, because where we sleep, there is a lake, which water we drink. So we have to be aware of the things that if we pollute, where we'll go to drink.
Right. Very true. Very true. Time for two more questions. The common citizen of our country or citizen of the world does not know too much about Antarctica. How can the general public be more informed and involved in the research and conservation of our world?
Yeah. In fact, in India, we are very far behind in this field. We don't have such infrastructure or such activities being done here. But if you see USA or Western countries, they are very active in this field. They run program in the schools. They sponsor the projects to the schools and open. Normally in India, it is only government-sponsored programs. But other countries, there are the public-sponsored programs. So that way, they are very active. And the only way that we can propagate this knowledge about Antarctica through the public meetings, lectures, and that is missing in India. You know, in the Australia, otherwise they have a very huge programs. There are government fundings for these programs that even the groups, NGOs, they conduct such programs.
Very interesting.
So that is one of the my way. India also they do, but only the limited groups where the associations are there. They call their people, they discuss between them. So this is the way that's going on in India. I wish that India also propagate this knowledge widely among the people.
Very interesting. And my last question to you, Ms. Lal. Having led an expedition in such extreme conditions, what would you say are some lessons while leading in extreme conditions?
Yes, sir. The main thing is you should know the people. You should have the empathy. You should learn how to coexist. The coexistence is the biggest thing what we learn from Antarctica. And it is empathy. That is, you care about everybody. And everybody cares about you. And you feel the power of the nature there.
Right.
Yeah, you can call it the silence of the sound there. You feel, you can introspect yourself there. Because you are not distracted by anything. This is the biggest learning in the life. And your life, if you respond to the nature properly, your life span increases by the number of period you spend there. Especially that I noticed.
No, how amazing. And on that note, Ms. Lal, I just want to say thank you so much for speaking to me. Your lessons are so important. Know your people. The coexistence is very critical, and empathy is so important, especially when you're sitting in the middle of nature. Thank you for speaking to me about the Antarctic, about your role as a leader, and about so many different aspects of climate change and sustainability. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to the Brand Called You videocast and podcast, a platform that brings you knowledge, experience, and wisdom of hundreds of successful individuals from around the world. Do visit our website www.tbcy.in to watch and listen to the stories of many more individuals. You can also follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just search for the Brand Called You.